The fourth bus sent from Texas and filled with migrants arriving in Washington, D.C. this morning. 10 migrants dropped off just steps from Capitol Hill. This all part of Governor Greg Abbott's plan to get Washington to make the problem of illegal immigration more urgently. And the federal government better move fast because the number of border encounters since Biden took office hitting its highest mark this March with 221,303 encounters. And remember, Title 42 is set to expire in just 37 days. What's going to happen once it's gone? More are expected to cross, of course, and some could even be flown to White Plains, New York. These photos the New York Post released yesterday showing migrants touching down at the Westchester County Airport just north of New York City before boarding buses and heading off into the night. This route was grounded sometime after a video was released last fall exposing the operation, which one contractor said was on the down low. But clearly, it seems to be back up and running. So let's get to it. David, I'll begin with you because Title 42 is set to go away. The Biden administration clearly not listening to other Democrats who are warning that things are going to get worse, especially heading into these warmer months.
Right. And, you know, those Democrats really are protecting their seats in Congress or in the Senate. They don't care about the issue. If they actually did, they would have done something over the decades they've been there, and nothing's really been done about this issue. Something that we need to pay attention to with these resumed flights are the organizations that are involved here. You've got IAERO, which is the largest government contractor. They even have a huge operation at Miami International Airport, and they are operating for the government, flying people all over the country along with other contractors. Also, it's Easter weekend. A lot of people are going to church. The Lutheran Church heavily involved in this. Catholic Charities heavily involved in this. There are other organizations like Endeavor out of Austin, Texas. So to the American people, start asking those questions, not of the elected officials, but also of your church leaders, why the churches are involved in basically human trafficking. There's no other way to put it. This administration, with the number of interdictions, what will happen when Tapachula, the ant operation with 73,000, meets all the other interdictions, and then you add the gotaways? We see human trafficking, child trafficking, women being abused. I mean, talk about all the issues that are there. The American people need to ask the people they can reach with those questions.
You know, Nicole, the former acting DHS Deputy Secretary Ken Cuccinelli addressed exactly what David is talking about here. Take a listen.
The routes that the cartels use, and remember who manages the border, it isn't the federal government of the United States, it's the drug cartels of Mexico. They run their human smuggling operation through the exact same channels that they run their drug smuggling operation through. Well, there are some estimates that the drug cartels are now making more money from human smuggling than from drug smuggling. And no one, federal government or states, including Texas, is doing anything to stop that flow.
Nicole, this is a multi-layered crisis down there.
Well, Alicia, absolutely. And, you know, my home state is Arizona along the southwest border, and my mother is the clinical site director for homes that does provide therapy and housing for some of these human smuggling victims. But it really is just the epitome of American political hypocrisy, Alicia, what's going on right now. We continue to send billions of dollars worth of aid to foreign nations, even across oceans. But yet, at the same time, in parallel, what we are doing we are removing things that are in place right now for our own borders, for our own illegal crossing that comes with repercussions. Listen, children have suffered throughout COVID. Teen overdose deaths have doubled in the last year, and a lot of that is due to fentanyl. And it is because of an accidental overdose, because they get drugs off the street, they are laced with this illegal fentanyl, much of it which comes through the southwest border, and children die. And now I can tell you, Title 42 was enacted. It was a 1944 public health emergency law that was put in place to decrease the amount of communicable diseases. Well, you know what? Overdose deaths, overdose in general, that is also a public health crisis, and we need to stop only thinking of COVID. We need to stop just thinking of viruses that can be transmitted. What about our children who are dying every single day? More children and young adults have died from overdose in the last couple of years than they have of COVID. Let's keep that in perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely heartbreaking as well. And Joe, you know, our own Lawrence Jones has been down to the border multiple times, most recently talking with migrants at the border. Take a listen.
Where did you guys come from? Mexico. Mexico?
Yeah.
How long have y'all been on the road?
Almost a week.
A week?
Yeah.
And y'all just got lost?
Yeah. No water. No food, no water.
When you got to America, who are you going to stay with?
The first thing I gotta find work.
Work.
And then room. And we need to figure it out because in Mexico it's difficult.
You can watch the rest of Lawrence's trip to the border airing tonight on Lawrence Jones Cross Country at 10 p.m. Eastern, so watch out for that. But, Joe, can I get your reaction there? Because this is one conversation, one moment, one point on the border.
Sure. And Maria Bartiromo of Fox Business has also gone down to the border and had similar conversations like this, and they're all very similar. And look, we're looking now at the possibility of almost 5 million people crossing the U.S. southern border illegally in just the first 2 years of Joe Biden's presidency alone, if this pace keeps up. And there's no reason to believe, you know, why it won't, right? I mean, you have a border czar in Kamala Harris. She is an absentee landlord. She doesn't even talk about this anymore. The president himself refuses to visit the border. The head of the Department of Homeland Security in Mayorkas is an inept buffoon carrying out a political agenda and doing nothing to protect the homeland, his job, right? So think about that. What is 5 million illegal migrants? Like, what is that in context? You take the city of Denver, right, which is a major city, has all the major professional sports teams. You multiply their total population, their current population by now, by 7. We're now on pace to add 7 Denvers to our country. Meanwhile, as Nicole rightly points out, opioids, particularly fentanyl, is the leading cause of death for those between the ages of 18 and 49 in this country. It is produced in China, it comes through Mexico, and we have an administration that is now allowing its citizens to be killed at an alarming rate who won't do anything about it because it doesn't benefit them politically. It's an absolute joke, Alicia.
I wouldn't mind 7 Denvers if they were exactly like this, but I totally see your point there, Joe.
Yeah.
It is, and when you start talking about, you know, the amount of drugs coming across, and as Nicole brings up the fentanyl crisis we're dealing with, it truly is heartbreaking and troubling that the administration isn't listening to those experts at the border or those in their own party. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.